What's up, randos?
What's up?
Welcome back to the Fandom at Random podcast, episode 115.
Good Lord.
Dude, that's like, God damn!
That's longer than a lifetime.
How the time flies. Welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. I am Ed. That is Brian. We are excited to have you back. Brian, how you doing, my good friend?
I'm hanging in there, doing pretty good.
That's better than terrible.
Better than terrible. I'm above ground. That's all I can ask for. The weather's been better. So, yeah, I can't complain.
I think it's going to start heating up around here.
Yeah.
Again, this cast is in New England. If you're listening and you were wondering that.
It's been rain all the time.
Been a lot of, to quote the Crow, can't rain all the time.
Can't rain all the time.
But we have a terrific episode for you today, randos. Today, we're going to freestyle.
Oh,
Not really. We can't rap for shit, but maybe Brian can.
Speak for yourself.
I spit hot fire.
Yeah.
So today is a Fandom Freestyle. We haven't done one of these in quite a while, and we said, you know what? It's summertime. There's fandom content has been coming back, movies, television. There's a lot of great stuff on the horizon.
Yeah.
A lot of pop culture things that we've been into. We'd even like to talk to you about. So this is like a loosey-goosey episode. We kind of we hit record. We're gonna randomize a bunch of pop culture topics as they come up. We're just gonna spit whatever comes to the top of our minds.
Yep.
And just talk about it. Could be content that we've been checking out. It could be things that we're excited to check out, or things that are just popular in general. So that is what a Fandom Freestyle is, Brian.
The most random Fandom at Random episode in the random world, my friend.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to hit the old randomizer here. We're going to jump around some topics. Brian, you ready to go, my friend?
Yes.
Because it's a Fandom Freestyle. For Fandom Freestyle.
Vibing out on this. Smoke a J, sit under the sun all day.
Oh, shit. He does spit hot fire.
I knew it.
All right, welcome into the Fandom Freestyle. Let's randomize it. Okay, this is fitting. We're going to start off with music.
We got music.
Music and theater.
Not a happy medium these days.
No, and it's actually fitting. I'm glad we're starting with this because right off the bat, Brian, we've got
finish him.
We've got some Fandom Fatalities to talk about. So 2 in 1 week.
Luckily, we were not, at least as far as I could trace back, responsible for these ones this time.
So Joey Jordison, the original drummer for Slipknot, and then went on to form the Murder Dolls. He has passed away in his 40s, far too young. And it sucks. Yeah. Joey Jordison was a huge influence for me getting into drumming early on. I love the original Slipknot album.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Iowa was good, too.
Yeah. And just him on that flipping drum set in the air, and a lot of iconic shit with Joey Jordison.
Yeah, and it sucks, man. Like, he was actually battling, I didn't know this, he was battling multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, I had no idea.
MS, and drummers out there, and musicians in general, MS is such a degenerative disease when it comes to your fine motor skills. I can't imagine how frustrating that was. It ultimately led to him not being able to drum anymore and his eventual death, unfortunately.
Right.
So that sucks. That's kind of a downer.
Yes.
And then right into, Dusty Hill. ZZ Top, bassist, Dusty Hill.
I didn't listen to them a lot, but I mean, if you don't know who they are,
they got the
two beards. It's like
classic.
It's still iconic, even though I didn't listen to their music a lot.
Yeah, so that was another couple big losses in the music community. So we had to talk about that if we're talking music and theater.
Definitely.
So Brian, music-wise, what's going on with you? Anything?
Honestly, that was like my topic to come up with, but lately I've been getting more into Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
So a lot of people either love them or hate them. And
the new age Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, because they're either a ripoff of Led Zeppelin.
Oh my God, it's a spider. Brian, there's a spider. Ah!
Fuck that.
Nope.
Kill it. Fire.
Spiders are good. I don't advocate killing them, but when they're right above my head mid-podcast.
$20 says if he wasn't on camera, he would have up and ran like a biatch.
I peed a little bit. I'm not going to lie. That's why,
dude.
Randos, if you're listening and you ever decide to start a podcast, always wear a diaper before you hit record.
I don't
because of reasons
I
like
don't
that.
give a shit, dude. Camera or not, I'm touching my boy pussy and running.
Let the stream flow midstream.
Oy, oy, oy. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so Greta Van Fleet's been a huge thing I've been getting into. I like them. I think they touch Rush a little more than Led Zeppelin, but it's a love or hate band. Definitely check them out if you like classic rock.
I would say, so it's funny you mentioned Rush. So their first album, the first album's a love letter to Led Zeppelin. All the way through. Like, it is, if you were to turn it on, you would say, oh, I've never heard this Zeppelin album. The new album, which I'm actually a big fan of, much more Rush.
Yeah.
Much more Rush in the new album, and I really like the direction they started to go in. I was a little nervous when they came out, like, all right, this is going to be their niche. They're just going to be like, we're the new age Led Zeppelin.
Right.
But they didn't. And, dude, the lead singer's voice is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, the lead singer of
and
Greta
the lead
Van
guitarist
Fleet
is great.
is very weird, but I think with their next album, they're definitely going to switch it up a little bit. The first few songs definitely sound like Led Zeppelin, but they're good. They're good.
So my thing is, like, just in general, I'm pumped that concerts are back.
Yeah.
You know, the pandemic, it sucks. Like, we're big fans of music. We're big fans of going to live shows. We started going to a couple local shows before everything kind of shut down.
Right.
And concerts are back. Like, I've got tickets to go see the Toadies later this year. I'm going to see Hot Water Music again. I'm going to see Silverstein towards the end of this year. So I'm just pumped that live music is making a comeback. Hopefully this variant shit, I know the Loki universe apparently foreshadowed this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because Lollapalooza's going on right now too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean...
this is the first big music event since the pandemic.
There have been a couple, but I mean, that's one of the biggest ones.
Right.
But... not as big as Fire Festival, man. That shit was off the chain. No.
Shit, yeah. I got my tickets, and that's about it.
That's about it.
That's about all I got.
I mean, the other kind of big music news lately that I've been checking out, so the new Billie Eilish album dropped. Brian, I know you're a huge fan of Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. I'm such a good singer.
So Happier Than Ever, her new album just released this past weekend, and I'm a fan. I like it.
It's funny because, the 13-year-old girl fans and you.
When
they talk about Billie Eilish, they say, you've never felt pain if you don't hear Billie Eilish's album and cry about it. And now her new one's called Happier Than Ever. I thought she was about the pain, man.
Oh, it's a tongue-in-cheek album title.
Okay.
But it's cool. It deals with a lot of body dysmorphia issues, her issues becoming famous.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
body dysmorphia.
Yeah, it gets into some heavy shit, and all in all, I thought it was good. I have to give it a couple more listens. Not as impactful as the last album. When we fall asleep, where do we all go?
Does it open up more? Like, does her voice actually change octaves in this one?
When we go back up, I'll show you a track real quick before you take off, and you'll see the range.
Nice.
And then again, Bo Burnham, man, Bo Burnham Inside. We actually myself. When Brian had the runs, he couldn't make it. So a couple episodes back, if you haven't heard it, if you're a fan of Bo Burnham's Inside, we did a random ranking of all the songs in that special. But man, I've still been jamming out to that in my Spotify.
I hear it everywhere all the time.
It's great. I mean, they're saying he may be one of the first comedians in, I think it's close to 40 years to be nominated for Grammys.
Damn.
Like Best New Artist, like that is amazing.
Well,
and
I mean,
he deserves it.
They say the best shit comes from the worst pain, and that dude was going through some shit in that special.
Yeah, and a lot of it, again, don't get me wrong, a lot of it was acting. He was playing a part, but I mean, he definitely deals with a lot of dark shit.
Yeah.
Most comedians do, but I've been jamming out to that still. It's still great. And then on the theater end of it, the main thing is like, so my wife... Luckily, she doesn't listen to this podcast because, let's face it, we suck. We're no good.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening. We appreciate the support.
Thanks so much.
But I've been trying to score. So our 8-year anniversary is coming up. I hope it's 8. Let me see. 1, 2. I can edit this if not.
When?
So 1, 2, 3,
because
4. Okay, yeah, 8 years.
Me and Taylor have a 2-year coming up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, our 8-year anniversary is coming up, and I wanted to try to score Hamilton tickets to like surprise her, like bring her to New York. do the whole Hamilton
okay.
thing because
wow.
her and I were big Hamilton fans. I know you weren't, but whatever. You suck.
I feel bad for you guys.
But dude, oh my god,
you want to stay married? I'm just kidding,
dude. The amount of money
I
those
can't
tickets
even
are.
imagine because people love it so much. That means the value goes up. Let me take a wild guess at one ticket.
Like and it's not even because you can do like the way the theater works.
The theater.
You can do like the half, like the intermission tickets. Like you can see like the first half. I'm talking like all of Hamilton.
I did not know you could get a half a ticket.
Just ballpark it for average seats. All inclusive.
800. I'm aiming high. So.
Yeah, you're not too far off. You're not too far off. For average seats, it was around that $400 to $500 mark per person.
Ooh, see, I was gonna say 4 at first.
Like good seats.
You made some comments, and I was
good
like,
seats. You're well over $1,000.
I don't get it, dude. That Taylor usually loves that shit. Like it's very easy to please her, and I still to this day, both of us wanted to throw up watching that play.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. Yeah. I thought it was good. I want to check out Wicked too. Eventually,
I could get into that one. I think.
But we've talked about music enough, Brian.
Yeah.
It's time to randomize, my friend.
Randomize that shit.
Movies.
The movie.
Let's get right into the movies. This will be a good one.
Speaking of the theater.
So you kick last one off. I'll kick this one off. I've got a lot to say.
Get into it.
So I won't talk about any of the... We've reviewed a lot of movies on this podcast lately, too, so I won't really waste time talking about them, but we've got James Gunn's Suicide Squad, I'm sorry,
psyched.
The Suicide Squad coming up this week, and I am pumped for this film. Apparently, it is, like, graphic as shit.
I can't fucking wait.
And we're actually... Spoiler alert, we're doing a random review on the Suicide Squad this next episode, so stay tuned. Ryan Reynolds, Free Guy. Again, the NPC that gets self-awareness inside the video game world. Right. That looks pretty cool. That comes out soon. We got Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. James Bond, No Time to Die. Speaking of Billie Eilish, she does a title track in that. That shit's finally coming out.
Yeah.
Freaking Dune. The Eternals. Clerks 3. Which, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Kevin Smith. He just turned 51 years old.
That's right. I saw a video of them. They're all at the kitchen table in Kevin Smith's house, and they're just, like, rehearsing the lines. That's how you make a movie.
We got to get Kevin Smith on this podcast.
Right?
I think he'd do it. He's a Jersey boy. We're pretty close.
If we kept up on him, I think we could pull it off.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Trailer looks great,
it does.
By the way.
Yeah, it does. I'm getting excited for it. And then in December, dude, to top it all off, we get Spider-Man No Way Home and The Matrix 4.
Yeah.
All in 1 month. So
pretty crazy year.
That's kind of on the top of my list of things that I'm excited about coming up later this year. What about you, Brian?
All right. I've been in like more of a horror phase than I usually am. Plus, we've got a lot of announcements in the horror community. One, obviously, Halloween Kills. We got a trailer. I didn't watch all of it. I don't like watching trailers for these horror movies because they reveal way too much these days. But spoilers for Halloween 2018. At the end, Michael gets caught in a fire in the house, stuck in the basement of Miss Laurie Strode. In this one, we see him escaping that fire and decimating an entire crew of firefighters. That's all I saw before I turned it off. It looks fucking badass.
Michael!
And
I like that they made Michael scary again.
Yeah, and it's the original guy who played Michael Myers in the 78 version, 79.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the stride and the walk is all the same, so it's really good. That's supposed to come out October 15th. And then another one on HBO Max called Malignant by James Wan is looking to be really good too.
I saw the trailer for that. Yeah,
this isn't something you could watch. It looks scary as fuck.
Hey, you know, I've been like dipping my toe back into horror a little bit.
Well, this one should be jumping right in the deep end. So,
you know, I'm thinking about like, you know, maybe trying to get back into the fandom a little bit, little by little.
All right, you let me know. I'll give you some easy ones like House of a Thousand Corpses and the new Candyman. Which is
I mean,
one.
I've seen House of a Thousand Corpses. Like,
actually, that was way back when. Yeah,
yeah. Like my whole thing, like, so pretty much, find when The Ring came out.
Yep.
If it was after that, I probably didn't see it.
It was
if
probably
it was before
on the
that,
shelf. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one looks good. It's just about a girl who is having visions of people killing people, and in James Wan style, it looks demonic, possessive, that type of shit. So looks really good. Then we got a trailer for Candyman, and if you haven't checked it out, check it out, because Jordan Peele looks like he did a great fucking job on this.
Jordan Peele does a great job on everything.
Almost. Us was just meh, and Ma was just terrible. So, but Get Out was amazing.
Yeah, Get Out was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, anything else, my friend?
Not for movies, I don't think.
All right, randomize. Board games.
Oh,
let's talk about board games. Tabletop.
This one's going to be all you, because I haven't been in the board game in a while. So.
Well, spoiler alert, you're about to be.
Oh,
so another, I mentioned earlier, my wife's anniversary is coming up, and she does enjoy board games, but we haven't, we got a 5-year-old kid. We've got a new puppy. Shit's been crazy, but I'm like, you know what? We got to get back into like connecting again over board games. It was such a thing. We like making the time to do it. What better way? We also like true crime. We share that in common.
As does Taylor. Yep.
So we ended up, I subscribed to Hunt a Killer.
Oh, shit.
Which I got my first box. It's upstairs right now.
Oh, yeah?
She does not know about it.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. So Hunt a Killer, you pretty much are you're detectives.
Yeah.
And you get a cold case thrown your way. You open the box up. It's a mail-in service. They send you all evidence and shit you have to comb through. And it's all like shit that's made by actual detectives.
Yeah, and the twist is it's real evidence from a real crime. You got like a finger, and you don't even know it. No, honestly, Taylor's been talking about this game for a long time. She has been dying to play it.
So this is my segue into it, bro. Fandom at Random Double Date.
Oh, shit.
We'll do a playthrough with the girls.
Yep.
And I think we could even maybe record that shit.
Yeah.
Upload it to Fandom at Random. Again, go to fandomatrandom.com. Check out our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Click on the watch button. But
Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want to see that.
If you want to see that, of all of us like arguing, like, no, he did it.
He did it, you bastard.
But I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to start that. We'll plan on that. And then the other kind of, at least big board game thing. So my favorite board game series of all time is Descent. Descent, Legends of the Dark, or I should say Journeys in the Dark, was the original OG #1 Descent. Love it. Giant box, comes with a bunch of minifigures, really cool. Second edition came out, improved on a lot of shit from the first one. I have literally all of Descent second edition. I spent, again, hopefully my wife's not listening, I spent an ungodly amount of money acquiring all that.
Yeah.
But now Descent Legends of the Dark has come out, which I'm kind of meh. It's not third edition of Descent. It is a strictly app-driven environment of Descent, which we got a little bit of that in the second one. And it's a lot more like, there's a lot more verticalness in this. Like when you build the board up in the maps, like crawling the dungeon, like you're going like up. And I don't know, I didn't like the direction they went in with the art. I didn't like a lot of things about it. And it was, just to get into the base game, it's $200.
Holy shit balls.
So that's just the base, just to get into it.
I'll stick to video games.
And I'm like, you know what? I love Descent second edition. This is a departure from that. I'll probably wait for Descent third edition to come out at some point. We probably will, I hope.
Sounds like that's the right call.
Yeah, but that's about it. Anything else on board games, Brian?
No. I found out the Monopoly Man didn't have a monocle. So, yeah. There's that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's randomize. Television. TV. I'll let you take this one, Brian.
This is a big one. More horror for me. It's big time. I'm telling you. We got October coming up, so we're getting all the announcements. Chucky TV series with the original Brad Dourif as the voice of the possessed doll Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, I watched the trailer.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they can. Again, what channel is it on?
USA and Sci-Fi.
So I don't think they'll be able to go too crazy with the kills.
Which is weird, because the kills, they could probably go... TV's weird now. Killing, maiming, debauchery, that type of shit, they can do. But swearing is, like, off limits. And Chucky, we all know that scene where he's swearing at the mother. You fucking bitch, I'm fucking... You know?
Oh, yeah.
The voice sounds good. The doll looks amazing. The actors, on the other hand, look very flat. So we'll have to see how it goes. But so far, it's looking really good. And then we got, and I know what you did last summer's TV series announced for Showtime, which is going to be this year, I believe. Which I don't think is completely necessary, but I'm interested.
What was the name of the dude? It was Hook. What do they call him?
Ben Tramer, I think.
No, the antagonist.
The fisherman, I think.
Yeah, is he just called the fisherman?
I believe so.
I'm trying to remember. He's got the giant hook.
Yeah,
I always remember that.
Yeah,
that
I think
and Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah,
I'll always remember that.
Her. Woo. Yeah, they call him the fisherman, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, because did you know, a little bit of trivia for you, that Michael Myers is originally called the Shape? Like, that's his other alias. The Shape.
The Shape? Mm-hmm. Why the Shape?
Because in the original, he's just a shape in the dark, and that's what they called him.
Interesting.
Yep.
I'm learning so much from you, Brian. Thank you.
I know.
Thank you for that fun fandom fact. So, anything else for shows for you that you're excited about or you've seen recently that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, otherwise, it's like been a really weird TV experience lately. I've been watching Law and Order because there's nothing else to really watch. I feel like I've watched everything.
And again, we've got an animation category as well, so we'll delve into that when it comes up on the randomizer.
Right,
but,
yeah.
I mean, for me, I'm excited for kind of more the Disney Plus shit, which has actually been pretty good. Mm-hmm. So we've got Hawkeye coming out later this year, so I'm curious to see what he's up to. Mm. And actually I think it's next week, we get Marvel What If, right?
I think so, yeah. Yep.
So that snuck up too with it.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, again, that probably could have been in the animation category, but it looks really cool. I mean, they're delving out, and I believe that is the last recorded performance of Chadwick Boseman, correct?
Oh,
as Black Panther.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice send off for him.
Yeah, definitely.
We get the Book of Boba Fett. Again, the Mandalorian spinoff, which is coming up. I don't know how I feel about that one yet.
Me neither. I can't say I'm excited for it. It's cool to have him as a side character in The Mandalorian, but a whole show centered around him, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Boba Fett, but I mean, I don't want them to overdo the magic, the lightning in the bottle they captured with The Mandalorian.
Right.
Sometimes a little too much cannot be a good thing.
Yeah.
And then The Witcher Season 2 in December, which I've seen some trailers, some more pictures of it. Looks badass.
Yeah, that was definitely looking good.
Roach.
The first season was amazing. Can't wait for the second. So TV's looking good. In the next month or two, where it all picks up, it's going to take off for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean that's usually how it goes. Like going into the fall and the winter.
Yeah,
that's when it usually picks up again. So I'm pretty excited about where television's going.
For sure.
Randomize. Video games.
Video games.
We like video games.
Kick that shit off.
All right, you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, I started with the last one.
All right, so I've been playing The Ascent recently, new to Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, and it's on Steam as well if you want to check it out, and it's pretty cool.
Any good?
The main comparison it's gotten all leading up to it, and even in all the reviews, it's pretty much Diablo with guns.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go that far. It's good. It's not great.
Okay.
Like I can definitely say I've got about maybe like 8 to 10 hours in. So I've spent some time with it.
Wow.
And it's a good game. It's like, especially if you have Game Pass, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Definitely like play it, check it out. Other than that, and again, it came from a small indie team. I think it was only like 11 to 12 people at the studio. Considering, what they did with this, I mean, for their first kind of game, I think it's like amazing.
Yeah. And
it's very well polished. It's definitely worth checking out. It's it is Diablo with guns to an extent.
It looks good. You know, I watched the trailer when you mentioned it, and it's easy to draw that comparison off the trailer alone. So, yeah.
Yeah. Microsoft Flight Simulator is ridiculous.
I can't even imagine.
It looks so goddamn good on the Series X. Again, people that have been on PC, they've had it for a while, but it is just crazy.
I would imagine that's what they're using to teach pilots, like the Xbox technology to teach them how to fly.
Yeah, it's crazy. It looks so goddamn like the real-time weather events.
Oh man,
flying everywhere. I mean, going to fly like where your house is and zooming down, and you could literally go anywhere.
I could never play that game because I'd just be like, "Oh, I just have fucking total fun with that game.
I don't know. Even if part of it,
even
like
if you can, I don't know.
If you gotta dip those. You gotta dip the flight sticks and just crash that shit.
Just fly right into my apartment building.
Oh my god! Imagine if you're playing it, you're doing it, and outside you hear like,
I'm like, oh shit, like Armada, fucking from Ernest Cline. Oh my god. That would be, I'd be like, oh shit.
Taylor, I done fucked up.
Well, I done Donnie Darko this bitch.
The Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I've mentioned it multiple times. Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game ever, bar none. Absolutely love it. I've been waiting and waiting.
Waiting.
And at this point, it doesn't look like it's going to come out. Rumors were that, so the exclusivity on the remake with Sony, it did end up expiring earlier this year, but apparently, so FF7 Remake Intergrade came out, which that was the next gen adaptation, which they added all the Yuffie content with the extra character. And I guess apparently when that came out, that kicked it another 6 months from that date.
Oh, wow.
This is the rumor. They've still not mentioned at all that it's coming to Xbox. So I got tired of waiting. Yep. I'm going to be starting it this week. One of my buddies is letting me borrow a PS4. I'm going to hook it up, and I'm going to take the plunge. I can't wait any longer to play this game.
I started it and didn't finish it because I'm one of those people who wants to play the full version of a game. But, dude, there's no news on the new one. It doesn't sound like it's coming anytime soon, so it's going to be
like the next chapter?
Yeah, it's going to be a long time.
It's going to be a while.
But it was good. What I played was amazing, so I think you're in for a treat.
And then Path of Exile, which it's been out for a long time, free-to-play game, which is amazing. My wife's been playing that. I've actually been watching her play that at night.
Yeah.
Pretty badass. Diablo 2 clone, essentially.
Looks good, yeah.
They added a bunch of shit. Really good. Then speaking of Diablo 2, so Diablo 2 Resurrected, that's coming out later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. With everything that's going on with Activision Blizzard, I don't know.
Fuck you, Blizzard.
They're trying to burn that company to the ground. Yeah. Well deserved. Hades on Game Pass later this month.
Yep.
I will definitely be double dipping into that. I played it on the Switch. You did as well.
Yes.
We love Hades.
Yep. I need to actually finish it.
Yeah, I mean, Randos, if you're listening and you haven't tried this game, and you have an Xbox or if you have a Switch, go get it.
It's worth it.
It's awesome.
Yep.
And then obviously Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, all coming out later this year. And then even further in the horizon, Fable and the Elder Scrolls, which I'm excited about. Brian, what do you got?
I'll have a gray bush by the time the Elder Scrolls come out, dude. It's not that far off, actually. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so first and foremost, Battlefield 2042. My most anticipated game, the game I literally will probably buy my first special edition I've bought in forever, because it looks like Battlefield 4, which was my favorite multiplayer game. And not only that, they're coming out with a mode called Portal, where you can build your own, I think it's 64 conquest type game, and you can add in characters from World War I, World War II, Battlefield Bad Company. You can change the rules. It's going to be fucking hectic, but if you haven't seen the gameplay trailer or the trailer at all, check it out because it looks amazing. And I'm actually hunting for a Series X right now so I can play it. And that's coming October 22nd, I want to say.
If you secure an X, let me know, man. That would be Pretty cool.
Because on top of that, I want to, streaming setup is almost there. I got a double monitor set up now. Got all my software. I'm ready to go. Now I just need to pick a game. And I've been reading about this game, Escape from Tarkov. So basically, it is a multiplayer shooter, first-person shooter, RPG survival game.
That is a lot of genres mixed into one.
It is essentially like hyper realistic. You have to feed yourself, water yourself, and shooting people takes one bullet if you hit them in the head. Like, it's a lot of realistic shit. So it doesn't sound like it's up my alley, but more videos I've been watching today have gotten me super psyched about it. So either that or Apex is probably what I'm going to be streaming. If any of you guys have any tips, want to see me play something else, let us know in the comments on the video that's going to be coming out. But yeah, other than that, you mentioned a lot of the stuff that I had on my mind. So yeah.
Yeah, and again, randos, check out our YouTube channel, fandom@random.com. Some of Brian's past Let's Plays are already up there. Resident Evil Village was really good.
Yeah.
I didn't play the game because, again, horror games, they scared the shit out of me, but I ended up watching a lot of his Let's Plays, and he did a really great job with it.
Oh, I think it's, thank you.
Dude, I love that. What is it? Lady Demetriz? Lady D?
Dude,
I was a fan. Like, she was walking around. I'm like, I don't care. Let her kill me.
I like the bug lady. Like, the bug girl was all, yep. 3 of you, 1 of me. I'm okay with that. Turn into bugs. I'm good. Yep, I won't kill them.
All right, let's randomize.
All right.
Technology. Let's talk about the tech.
The tech.
So, the big thing for me with technology right now is just how the COVID pandemic has impacted technology because, technology, especially with the internet, it's such an exponential thing where, we keep just advancing so quickly. And this kind of this slowed some shit down, mainly like the chip shortage.
Yeah.
The chip shortage is affecting everything right now. We were talking about video games a minute ago. I mean, this is one of the reasons you can't just walk into a store. I mean, these consoles have been out for, Jesus, almost, a year now?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So
coming up on a year
coming up on a year, and you still can't walk in a store and buy these things.
No.
And this is affecting everything.
Series S's, you can. That's the only thing that's on the shelves right now.
Yeah, you can find an S every now and again, which makes sense. I mean, it's I don't want to say gimped version, but
yeah, I was gonna go with it for a while, but I've decided that I want the X.
Yeah, get the X. So that's that. I wanted to bring that up, but the other thing I wanted to bring up was the billionaire space race that's been going on.
Right.
So you get Jeff Bezos,
Jeffrey
Bezos. Talked about Bo Burnham earlier. Check that shit out if you haven't seen it. Inside Netflix, but yeah, the billionaire space race that's been going on. I mean, it's so. Talk about it's so out of touch with just privilege and shit like that. You're spending X millions amount of dollars just to hop on a fucking spaceship.
What are you gonna do?
People are there's millions of people right now that are hundreds of millions that are just homeless or
we know what they're doing, right? None of us are under the guise that it's for the greater good of humanity. These rich assholes are looking for a second home when the world burns to the ground. They're building their arcs up there.
Yeah.
And give me my tinfoil hat because I'm on it about this. They're all trying to fly up into space to build their fucking arcs on either Mars or the moon. And if shit goes down, we're all going to see their arcs flying up into the sky and escaping Earth before it burns to the ground.
I do think it's pretty telling that some of the most wealthy and influential people in the world, their eye is on space right now.
In the middle of a pandemic.
They're looking at the world oh shit. We need to figure this shit out quick.
And any of you fucktards that think Elon Musk is going to save us in space, think again.
But I do agree, it's very valuable, and we do need to invest in space travel and researching that technology. But these assholes don't need to be going up there and whatever.
Dude, Jeff Bezos is just building an Amazon warehouse on Mars. He just wants to expand because he's already overtaken Earth. He might as well expand into space, right?
Amazon Red.
Yeah.
Comes
Amazon
from Mars.
Red. we have a drone spaceship delivering your packages from Mars. And because of the gravity difference, we don't have to spend as much on shipping.
The other thing I'm looking forward to later this year, the Pixel 6. So the Google Pixel 6, their official flagship phone. Lackluster last year. They really, they launched the Pixel 5. Got a lot of, they kind of downgraded a lot of the hardware. They wanted to make it a more economical phone. And maybe some of that was it was launching during a pandemic and they were looking at people's wallets. But this year, they're like, F that, we're going all out. It's going to launch with allegedly going to launch with Whitechapel, which is the new chip that they've partnered with Samsung with, which I'm excited about. Again, I'm a big Android guy. I love reading all the different phone specs and technology. Right. And I'm due for an upgrade this fall. So Google, don't F up the Pixel.
Yeah, they have no free upgrades anymore. I don't know if I'm going to go with the Pixel now. I still have the 3XL. I loved it, but it's kind of shit in the bed now. After seeing my brother's Note 20 Ultra, I might be on board for that.
Well, keep in mind, now, Samsung is directly partnering with Google to make this phone.
Right.
So a lot of that technology is going into this new Pixel phone.
Yeah.
So it might be the best of both worlds. You get... Because to me, it's like, I cannot deal with TouchWiz. The UI interface that goes on the Samsung phones, fuck that. I need vanilla Android running. So I got to go to Pixel.
I hear you. So yeah, I'll be shopping for a new phone soon, hopefully. But they don't do free upgrades anymore. So it's like, it's bullshit. I could go down that road, but I'm not going to.
Oh, don't make him. Don't make him go down that road.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
He's turning green. And then lastly, I had, I'm hoping we get news on this soon, but the Oculus Quest 2. So the Quest 2, I have multiple friends with the Quest 2, and this was such we talked about it even, I think, pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And then going into the pandemic, it was such a great thing. And if you're not familiar with it, it's a virtual reality headset that you can put on, and it's completely wireless. So you don't have a lot of the restrictions of having to have like a gaming PC or something you have to hook it into or a console. It's all standalone in the device, and they finally got VR right. I mean, it's impressive. I have multiple friends that have the unit. I've tried it, and especially during the pandemic where you really couldn't go out and hang out with people, you could pop your Quest 2 on. You could meet up with people. You could play some Beat Saber, multiple different cool games, and I love the technology. You and I are big virtual reality, advocates.
I'm waiting for them to iron it out a little more because of my motion sickness bullshit.
The Quest 3 could be it, though, and I'm waiting for news on it.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Quest 3 might be there, and I'm hoping, like you said, we get news on it, and we find out just a little bit more about it.
Yeah, because I was considering a Quest 2, but then I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to wait for Quest 3.
Right.
What else you got? You got anything technology-wise, Brian?
No, technology-wise, I don't really have. You covered a lot, and I already talked about the Steam Deck, which is one of my big anticipated things, which could technically be video gaming, but the specs looks pretty good. They're even saying 8K possibly on that thing.
Yes.
So it's pretty crazy. Keep an eye on it. Other than that, technology, no, not much.
All right, cool. Random ass. Comics and manga.
Comics
and manga.
Nice.
Brian, I'll let you start with this one, buddy.
Yeah, so haven't been in the comic world a lot lately, but I recently found out that I can read all the Halloween comics based on the movie for free on readcomicsfree.com.
Oh,
yeah, it hits
official
it right on
sponsor, by the way.
They literally have every Halloween comic on there. You can read them from beginning to end, and it's actually pretty good. If you're a horror fan, definitely check it out. It feels a lot like the movie, but it expands on the lore, expands on Dr. Loomis, so it's really good. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, sure.
I've been on I guess I'll start with the comic end. So obviously, we were huge fans of Invincible, the show.
Yeah.
Which, again, hop on Amazon Prime, randos. If you have not seen Invincible, check that shit out. You will not be disappointed. But I've been reading that, and I've been enjoying it a lot. And I've been kind of like, do I want to keep going, or do I want to be surprised?
Yeah.
Like as the show comes out,
See,
I'm kind of battling.
I haven't started it yet.
Kind of battling that right now, and it is different. It's a little bit different in some ways, but the major plot points are all the same.
Right.
But on the manga end, I just downloaded. I haven't started them yet, but the two I'm super excited about is Chainsaw Man and Solo Leveling.
I haven't heard of either of those.
So, Solo Leveling it looks to be pretty cool. It's again about I've only kind of I've skimmed the cliff notes. I'm excited to read them. I didn't really want to read spoilers.
Yeah.
But pretty much it's this guy. It's almost like a video game type setup where you have a character and he ends up dying. He ends up getting reincarnated into a much stronger character where he can learn like a bunch of different abilities, and he ends up just becoming super badass. But the one that would be up your alley is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I knew it sounded something like
this shit looks like dark and gritty. Like if you get a chance, like just like look right now, look up Chainsaw Man and look at some of the images. It looks brutal.
Chainsaw
and
Man.
It's about these like I guess they call them like devils that come to Earth. They're almost like demons.
In the actual fuck?
And like he's literally has like a chainsaw head with chainsaw arms, and he's fighting like devils and like demons and shit, and it's wicked fuck. It's
that looks
brutal.
more like up your alley.
Yeah,
with how weird it looks, but I'm intrigued.
What does that mean?
For sure, because anime goes all buck wild out in that world, and even for a horror fan, that looks fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And it's getting, dude, the best part is the reason I'm going to check these out, the manga versions, they're getting an anime version soon.
Nah, that's what I'm reading.
And I can't even imagine, like, looking at some of the images from Chainsaw Man, seeing this shit, like, if they can get a good studio, I'll have to check and see who's picked it up. But, oh, man, if they could get, like, Ufotable or, like, oh, my God, I don't even know.
I'm definitely intrigued. I mean, it looks like it could be pretty crazy.
So I'm pumped about that shit, and that's about it on the comic and manga. And I've been meaning to get caught up on some of the new Batman runs, but I just haven't had time.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been reading, other books, just comics I haven't been keeping up on lately, so that's a low point for me.
Randos, if there are some good comics, whether it's Marvel, DC, or even outside of that we should check out, let us know. Or if there's any comics or manga you want us to hop on, read, and review.
Graphic novels especially. I love being able to read like a complete graphic novel. Yeah.
I agree. All right, randomize. Literature.
Yeah.
Literature and books.
This I can talk about.
Yeah, so we went from comics and manga right into the more adult literature and books.
I'm sorry, I read literature.
Yeah. So what do you got on this one, Brian?
And with my classy literature, I am reading The Final Girls Support Club.
What is that?
All right, so literally once you hear it, you're going to say, why haven't you read this already? It is about a club, like an NA meeting or an AA meeting of all final girls, based on the final girls from horror movies.
Really?
Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, except they don't name them. So it's like Camp Red Blood or the Dream Master is what they call Freddy Krueger, But it's all the final girls that survived. They have a support group of their own. It's been going on for a long time. And finally, they start getting picked off. Of course. It's a little man-hating for me. Like, the first quarter of the book is just legitimately men need to die. For the most part. But it's picking up a lot more. It's opening up a lot more. And the throwbacks to the slasher movies and the way they rename the girls and the killers, but they're close enough to where you know who they're talking about. It's really cool. And I'm not finished yet, but it's starting off really well.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we got a cover and a title for book 3 in the Starsight. Brandon Sanderson
saw that,
World. Cytonic. So that's coming out November 22nd, I think.
Speaking of Brandon Sanderson.
The Sanderson.
I need to check this out. So we're big fans of Sanderson here. That's pretty well known since we SSD pretty much every other podcast.
Yeah.
But Lux, a Texas Reckoner's novel. It has, I believe it's come out now. and it is strictly on Audible, so you can't read it, but they are going to release a printed version sometime in the near future.
Heard it's just about a Texas citizen who doesn't believe in superpowers. It ain't real. The science ain't real.
They ain't real.
Know your facts.
But it happens on so it's a flying city in Texas called Lux, and it follows the main protagonist is called Jax.
Must be and Democrats.
It's the Texas version of the Reckoners we came to know and love in the original Steelheart trilogy. And it looks badass. They're hunting down a high epic called Life Force. And I don't want to spoil too much. Again, if you have not checked out the Steelheart series, they're young adult, but
very
they're
good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like if you're into, even if you're not super into like superhero shit, this takes it and spins it.
Yeah.
In a very kind of relatable way.
So it wouldn't be too far off to say like a PG-13 version of The Boys, kind of.
100%. We did that comp multiple times talking about The Boys. Like it's pretty much The Reckoners, just R-rated.
I don't know
X-rated.
which came first, the rooster or the egg, but either way they can be compared to each other. And it's awesome. So if you like The Boys or superheroes or superhero stories that kind of get turned on their head, it's for you. And I have never heard of this. I'm surprised. So I'm not a book listener. I'm a reader. But I might have to listen to this.
Randomize.
Yeah.
Only got a couple left, Brian. Only a couple left.
Aw, shit.
Oh, sports.
Sports. Yay, sports. I actually have shit to talk about on this one.
Oh, my God.
Yes, boy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
this is amazing. This is the first randos. Mm-hmm. What do we got?
Women's Olympics. Skateboarding.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I watched it. Well, Taylor wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it, too. Unfortunately, so the big thing is it's women's skateboarding. It's the first time in the Olympics ever. It's fucking huge to open up the world to young girls of skateboarding. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
And unfortunately, we kind of saw the disadvantage of not having it as recognized for women than it is for men. Because if you watched it, you would understand what I'm saying. They just weren't Olympic level skilled, or it didn't seem like it, or maybe they were having a bad day. But also at the same time, a lot of the higher level skaters got disqualified because of COVID. So it was very weird. It was an okay first run for women's skateboarding Olympics, but 13 years old took the gold. Her name, let me try and pronounce this. Momiji Nishia, I think her name is, from China, and silver is Raisa Leal, who is, I want to say 13.
Also from China?
No, she's 13 from Brazil. They both did fucking amazing.
13?
13. And if you see her skate, so a lot of the complaints about women skaters is that they don't have the same style as men. This girl does. She shreds the shit out of these parks, and she looks like she is more comfortable than most of the dudes on there. So it was really exciting to see it. I'm really excited to where it could take the sport. It was awesome.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you too. I mean, I haven't, a lot of, at least with skating, I mean, the X Games were really the only thing we got in the past decade or so.
Yeah.
But there really wasn't a ton of like female representation, like you said. It was mainly focused on the men. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool, and it was good to see them. But yeah.
I mean, and then on the other end of it, I mean, I had a note about the Olympics too, but I mean the main thing has been, at least if you're listening in the USA, it's Simone Biles.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been the entire thing with, and it's funny because I have kind of a 6 degrees of separation or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing going on where my insurance salesman that comes into my company's office is Rick Raisman.
Yeah.
His daughter is Allie Raisman, which, again, if you followed USA Gymnastics for the past decade or so, Allie Raisman, she was the captain. She was one of the most prominent gold medal gymnasts ever. And Rick comes in. The guy's a complete goofball. You can hop on YouTube to this day and type in Allie Raisman's parents, like, reacting.
Yeah.
And it is hilarious.
Oh, God.
Just watching her like this or that. But, they would... just talking about now Simone Biles, and it was interesting where she at least coming out of USA, she was such like a lock. Everyone said like she is going
gymnast in the world.
You know, she is going to win every single category, like every gold medal that she can win. She's going to win.
Yep.
You know, she is going to be the to women what Michael Phelps is to men.
Yeah. And
unfortunately, you know, we still don't know the full story, but it seems to be more of a mental aspect rather than a physical aspect.
Which it makes fucking sense. I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner because arguably gymnastics are the harshest sport in the Olympics.
You can kill yourself.
What these girls have to go through training, not only that, the danger they go through training and the toll it takes on their mental health has to be fucking outrageous.
Yeah, not even mentioning. I mean, she was a survivor of all the bullshit with all the scandals that went on with. Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like you're talking about sports. That's why I had to mention this. Yeah. It's at the forefront right now of everything. And hopefully, like you said, it does bring mental health awareness. Like they need to, they have all these, team doctors for every single thing, this or that, for physical things, but they need to worry about the mental end of it with how this is impacting, especially like these girls, like, from a young age, like they're trained to do this nonstop.
This is life, literally. Yeah. It is life to these girls from like 7, even earlier, 6, 5, 4 years old. And I've watched some documentaries on it, shit, because it's really interesting. But I don't think there's another sport in the Olympics that people get pushed that hard to be great at what they do. And obviously, Simone Biles is more talented than anybody out there, so she had to have been pushed hard, and good for her for sticking out, finally being like, fuck this sport, I need a break, this is crazy.
Well, the other note I had, Brian, there's a NFL football game this Thursday.
Yeah,
the NFL is coming back.
Toot, toot.
Yeah, woo!
Here comes the hype train.
You know me, I'm a big NFL guy, and Randos, you may be listening like, this is a fandom podcast, but sports are a huge fandom. And you know what, Randos? Even if you're not into sports, fantasy football is a huge fandom. And even if you're not into football, if you're not into sports at all, let me tell you, fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons. The players are the dice.
Oh,
so, like,
God. That's what, one way to
I tell people all the time,
cult.
like,
I mean, your fantasy football league.
I'm a huge fantasy football player. It is a gigantic fandom in the world. And even if you're not, and it's so funny, like, people are like, oh, sports or whatever, the fucking jocks, I'm not getting into that. No, like, you don't even understand. Like, it literally is, it's pretty much D&D with football.
I can understand that. Just watch the league. If you like, just see how fun it can be. It even interests me a little bit,
Yeah, I'm getting you into it this year.
Yeah,
one way or another, I'm getting you in.
We'll see.
Nope, it's happening.
We're doing it. Yep.
Randomize. Oh, let's do art.
Oh, yeah.
Do some art.
I don't really have a lot for art. I think I can come up with one thing, though.
So, another thing I've been checking out recently, so I've been back on an Avatar: The Last Airbender binge, which, I mean, let's be honest, it is outside of the live-action movie, which was, we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
But it is fantastic, and I ended up getting the second editions finally came out on Amazon, but it is the art of the original universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It is freaking gorgeous. I mean, if you've watched the original show, you know how beautiful the universe is, the world, I should say, the characters, and I've been loving that. It's such a great, just coffee table piece. Drop it down, flip it open, and the art is gorgeous. And then the other thing is, I've also been, again, I mentioned it multiple times, but I love my wife. Our anniversary's coming up. I ended up getting her another edition. Slowly but surely, I've been getting her all of the ultimate manga releases of Berserk, the deluxe editions, the hard black leather bound. Wow, that could have gone a different way. The hard black leather. So
the hard black leather.
Yes.
Yeah, he's talking about leather.
Yeah. So I've been getting her one by one each one of the releases of Berserk. It's her favorite manga ever, one of her favorite anime ever. Again, rest in peace, Kentaro Miura. We talked about him a couple weeks back. But again, we had another one come in recently. Dude, the art in
those books are cool,
is
man.
Unbelievable. Like, if you're not, again, I said, even if you're not a manga or anime fan and you're thinking about potentially getting into it or reading something, check out Berserk. Read it with your kids. It's super kid friendly. No, don't do that. They will be scarred for fucking life.
Or do, and just tell us what happens. I'm kind of curious.
But yeah, check it out. It's really good, and it's funny because, you know, we talked about a couple months back when Kentaro Miura, the mangaka behind Berserk, died.
Kentaro Magaga Bukaka.
So, like the Bukakis.
Like the Bukaki.
So when he passed away, I've noticed now, like, I bought her. She already has all the earlier deluxe volumes. They are skyrocketing in price now.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'm trying to now hurry up and catch up to get the releases as they come out because it keeps on going up, going up.
I can't even imagine, dude.
But it deserves
how
it.
Gorgeous those books are.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
All right, randomize. I think it's the last one.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of anime. Shun.
Yes, sir.
So this covers anime and all animated shit that we're into and shit that's coming out. Brian, anything you want to talk about?
Mostly that I plan on just picking back up where I left off in My Hero Academia.
Good.
Season 3, episode 15, 20 maybe.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty good into it, yeah. And I'm loving it, and I need to watch more. I just, like I said, TV's been weird. Haven't had a lot of time to dig into it. So as the colder weather comes around, I'm going to be sitting down watching a lot of TV. Can't wait to watch.
That's a good segue for me. So I've been watching My Hero Academia Season 5, so you got to catch up a little bit.
Yep.
But it's been good. It's been good. I think right now they're doing a little bit of world building, character building. Not too much crazy shit has happened, but I've read ahead in the manga, so I know that shit's about to go down.
Oh, shit, boy.
It's going to get dark. I showed you without spoiling too much, I showed you a picture of Deku.
He looks like a fucking badass.
So can't wait. We've got the new movie coming out too, which is I'm pumped about. Castlevania Season 4. We have not talked about this yet. I finally had a chance a couple weeks back to finish it. We didn't do a review on it or anything. I just want to say, I mean, Netflix, this shit was a masterpiece. I loved it, Season 1 through 4.
It was great. I don't think I finished it yet. I think I have 2 episodes left.
Oh, finish it.
Yeah.
Finish it.
We're getting to.
And we're getting more.
Yes.
We're getting a flash forward with more Castlevania properties.
Oh, shit.
It's going to follow, I don't even, and maybe... you know what? I'm not going to say it because it's a spoiler. But check out Castlevania on Netflix, 1 through 4. Fantastic. On the anime end, it sucks. So there's so much shit. There's so much content I want to consume. There's only so much time. So One Piece, big fan of. One of the OG big shonen anime that have been out there. And there is so many goddamn episodes. Like, I think they're up to, like, on the anime, I'd have to go check. I think they're in, like, the 800s now.
Damn,
maybe.
dude.
But I left off where they get...
Law and Order was bad.
Yeah, I left off where they get Frankie in the Thriller Bark arc. I know I need to get caught up. I want to get up. I want to get up to the time skip. I know the shit that goes on in the manga, so I got to get up with that. And then... the other one I'm guilty of, one of the earlier shonen, I need to start Hunter x Hunter. I watched maybe the first, 10 to 15 episodes, then other shit came out, so I gotta get caught up with Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter, Hunter, what's your bunter?
But Randos,
yes, sir.
That's about it. Thank you for having a Fandom Freestyle with us.
That's how we do it.
How was that?
I was just excited. I just wanted to show my excitement. That's how we do it. And that's going to be my new thing. We can get our logo redone where I'm doing it.
Where you're going like, that's how we do it?
How we do it.
Oh, Randos. Hopefully you never have to experience that again. But
I'm doing the video tonight.
We appreciate you, Randos. We'll be back next week. Random review. Check out the Suicide Squad. We'll be back.
I didn't remember for a second.
Later.
Later.